It's like, what were you doing with my drapes? The drapes that were hanging in the apartment. I never got the answer to that.
Let's talk about the obvious thing first. Obviously, during COVID-19, you're not gonna just walk up to your tenant, put out your hand and say, pay the rent. This is the time to bring everything online, set up ACH payments. You want to make it as easy as possible for your tenants to pay rent, and that's usually an online source. Even if you have to do Venmo or an ACH draft of some sort, this is the time to go set up the online payments for your tenants. One of the things that we found key in getting our residents to pay rent is to keep them completely informed and to be transparent. We posted and emailed all the LA ordinances. We made sure that they knew what their rights were. And we also let them know that what the consequences could be if the rent wasn't paid in the long run. We wanted to make sure they were informed all around, and I think the LA ordinance that was served does not really convey that. So we went out of our way, and we, for tenants that could not pay rent, we tried to find them resources that would help them, real ones, and we did find a few. We wanted to be flexible with their rent payments and accept credit cards, which we did, and we also paid for the credit card fees. Of course, we're not doing late fees right now. We're rent increases, that's obvious. One of the most important things during this time of COVID that we have practiced from the beginning is that we wanted to make sure that we were kind to our tenants. I think a lot of them had never been in a situation where they felt so alone and isolated and with no ability at the beginning to pay anything, maybe just enough money for their groceries and maybe a half a month's rent that they'd saved going towards April rent. And so we wanted to take all of that into consideration, and so that's how we approached it. We approached it with as much kindness as we could. And if people said, hey, I don't want to do this, I can't do this right now, I don't want to talk about it, then that's what we did. We left them alone. That has been a great plan for us. People have come to us and made payments and arrangements. We had a few people that moved out right away that said, I can't pay it and I don't want to go into debt. We respected that and let them out of their leases if we had to. Bottom line is, our job as a management company and as an owner is to collect rent and pay our bills, but we have to be smart about it, especially during a time like this where people are worried and may not immediately have a way to pay it, but may eventually have a way to pay it. And that's what we found out, is that sometimes some people needed a little extra time. If they froze it first and maybe didn't apply for unemployment, or they thought, this was gonna be over really fast, and then 1 month turned into 2 months, and then 2 months turned into 2.5, and now for some it's even 3. So there's very little we can do as landlords right now. And so we also have to take that into consideration. Even if they don't pay rent, we don't have recourse. And so being smart about how we do things and taking everything into consideration and taking a more holistic approach, I think is the way to go. And then, again, informing them of their rights as tenants, but also what ultimately could be the consequences, getting a bad mark on their credit, or getting so far behind they can't catch up, and then eventually that leads to a mark on their credit or an inability to rent a new apartment. In the end, if a tenant moves out owing rent, you can send them directly to collections.